How's it going, guys? I am that socially awkward gamer you probably forgot existed, otherwise known as PattyJack, and can we talk about the smart pistol for a little bit? I feel like this is something that we need to talk about, because I see a lot of people getting really angry at Titanfall, because it has a pistol that can lock on to enemies instantly and get a headshot. And I just kind of want to explain why I don't feel it's a big problem in the game at all, and in fact, I think it's a good addition to the game. So, yeah, because I don't think a lot of people actually understand what the smart pistol is and how it's used and what its limitations are. So, let's just talk about it. Let's just explain it a little bit. Because I really just think that people hear, oh my god, this thing can lock on to other people's head, it's so overpowered. And this is not the case. So, if you're using a smart pistol as your primary weapon, and you come face to face with someone who's using a shotgun, or is at medium range with an assault rifle, or has an SMG, and you're both face to face, 90% of the time you're gonna lose that fight, unless you decide to go all MLG Pro and headshot them by actually aiming the damn pistol, which you can do. But at that point, it's just like a regular pistol, and then you're using a pistol against the main weapon, which just is not as good. That's just not how it works. So, if you're face-to-face with someone, there's no way you're going to get that lock-on time, because they're just going to kill you before that can even happen. And that's a huge disadvantage to the smart pistol. Basically, the only way you're going to actually get a kill on a pilot with it is if you can somehow tail behind them and get those 3 lock-ons, or you find someone who's just sitting there standing, like sniping, which no one does in Titanfall. No one does. If you're doing that, you're an idiot, because that's not how the game is meant to be played. If you're standing around at a window or on top of a building, you're gonna get shot. That's just how the game works. This is a fast-paced game with titans, giant mechs around it. They're gonna kick your ass. So, the smart pistol, it's not meant to be this overpowered kind of anti-pilot weapon. What the smart pistol is a minion clearer. It's meant to take out those groups of like melee, or not melee, infantry and specters. Like the Marines and the Spectres that you find on the maps, the little AI-controlled troops. That's what it's meant for, because it can lock on to like 7 of them pretty well instantaneously. It takes a little bit longer for Spectres, but it's only 2 lock-ons. They're really short. And it takes 3 whole lock-ons to get a pilot. And the thing is, in that time, when you're trying to lock onto a pilot, the lock-ons are slower, and in that time, the pilot has every chance in the world to see you. Or if you're trying to chase a pilot, he can get around a corner and that breaks the lock, so you have to start the whole process over again. And it just makes the weapon ineffective. Now, I understand that a lot of people would be angry when they get killed with a smart pistol. I mean, it's an instantaneous death if they got those 3 lock-ons. But I really think that the amount of times that someone's able to achieve that lock-on is actually pretty limited. It's at least no more than the amount of kills that someone would get using a primary weapon in a match. And of course there's going to be times where someone does really well with a smart pistol. That just happens sometimes. It's just something that you can't avoid. Sometimes someone's going to do really well. You're just going to be in a bad situation where you spawn and then you keep running into the same guy with the same smart pistol over and over again. And that's just the luck of the draw. Sometimes that happens, and there's really no avoiding it. The same thing can happen if you run into close quarters and keep getting shot by the same guy with the same shotgun every time. You're going to feel the same way. I think it just gets amplified because people view the smart pistol as this non-skill weapon that only noobs use. When in reality, it's just not a pilot weapon. It's not something that you use to fight other pilots with. The core purpose of the smart pistol is to get kills on the minions and the grunts that are around the map so that you can decrease the time to get your Titan. That's what it's for. It's not meant to go MLG Pro against pilots. It's meant to kill the AI in a very MOBA fashion and get your Titan. It's your MOBA level up tool. It's the ability that you use in a MOBA to clear creep waves and get last hits and get points and gold. That's how you should be viewing the Smart Pistol. And of course it can take out pilots. It's effective at doing it. But if you're a good pilot and you see someone and they have a Smart Pistol, you should be killing them before they are words and crap. You should be able to kill them before they can get that Smart Pistol shot off, because it takes probably 2 to 3 seconds for them to lock on, and in that time you should be like using that time to ADS or close the gap and shoot them in the head, because if you're anywhere competent in the game, that's just how it should work. That's how FPSs work. And if they're behind you and they manage to get the drop on you, that's fine. That happens. Anyone who is behind you with an assault rifle or a shotgun would be able to do the same thing, probably faster. It's probably easier to do that with a shotgun or an assault rifle, because you don't have to like lock onto the people. With the Smart Pistol, there's so many ways that your lock-on can be interrupted, whether that person goes around a corner or someone else comes up while you're trying to lock on and shoots them. Things can happen that screw it up, and it's the unpredictability of the Smart Pistol that I think makes it a fair weapon to use. There are going to be certain times, like I said, where you're going to do really well with it against pilots, and that's just the luck of the draw. But a lot of the time, it's going to be terrible, because anyone with any skill is going to take you out beforehand. It really just it varies so much, and that's what separates it from the other weapons. Like with an assault rifle, you know what you're getting. You know what type of weapon it's going to be, what it's good against, and with the Smart Pistol, you just don't know what the other player's skill is going to be. You don't know like how the map's going to play out to use it, and it's just not as effective, in my opinion, against actual pilots. And it's meant to be that infantry, that like AI clearing weapon, which is fine, and I think that it actually succeeds in it. In fact, the only reason that I personally use it as a primary, other than clearing AI, is to actually give me that lock on to players so I can see where they are, so I can go in and melee them. I think that doing the jump kick and using the Smart Pistol as a way to lock on to people to see where they are and close the gap and kick them is actually a fairly better tactic to use. And I've actually had more success doing that than I have actually using the Smart Pistol as my primary against other pilots. So I don't think that the Smart Pistol is overpowered. I think that a lot of people just instantly see this weapon that supposedly doesn't require skill and think that it's overpowered. But in my experience and in my opinion, you should be seeing it more as a MOBA board clear. It's just useful for getting rid of those AI grunts. It doesn't take a lot of skill to use, but it's not something that's meant to. It's meant to just get you those points so you can get your Titan on the field, and then once you have your Titan, that's when your skill comes in. So those are my opinions. I don't think that the Smart Pistol is overpowered at all. I think it's a fair weapon in the game, and I think people just don't know how to handle a weapon like that because they've never seen it in any type of FPS. We get things like this in like MOBAs all the time, and the people that play Titanfall, a lot of them just don't know that. They don't have experience with MOBAs. That's fine. Completely alright. So I think it's fine, and I think that anyone that complains about it, maybe you have a more valid reason than I do. I don't know. Let me know in the comments, but I think it's perfectly valid. So, I am AAmPattyJack. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you on the battlefield. Peace off.
Hey guys, hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a like. I would be super appreciative. And subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, because then you can see all the other awesome content I make. If you want to go find that content, there's a bunch of playlists down in the description for you. Anyways, sounds like I got some dragon slaying to do. Patty out!